Smith Wesson Model 36. Now this is a 38 special, call this the Chief Special. This was made to be like a backup firearm for a police officer, and that's exactly what this was. This was purchased from a police detective back in the 70s, and this was his backup gun. In fact, the holster that he has, we still have as well. Now this gun's a little dirty right now. I just did a bunch of shooting with it and didn't actually film any of that shooting, so I'm gonna take it back to the office and clean it up, and then we'll get like a real good look at how it actually looks. So this is a 5-round 38 special. Now, modern days, 5 rounds is nothing. And I know there's always the argument, well, it only takes 1. No. Yeah, if you get lucky and get that shot that you really need, you know, shooting somebody in the noodle. If you have seen any self-defense videos out there, a lot of times you'll see gunfights actually exceeding over 10 rounds each, sometimes even including reloads, convenience store robberies, stuff like that. So I actually do believe in capacity is actually pretty important. So 5 rounds is inferior in my opinion. Sorry if you feel differently. It is what it is. If you guys like that and that's what you want to carry, then absolutely, you guys should do that. And it's just an opinion that I hold. So anyways, let's do a quick 5. You know what, I got a steel target about 60 yards away, so let's see if I can hit that one. Hit, miss, hit, miss, hit. 3 out of 5. That steel target's pretty far. There, look, this is where it is. Where are you? There it is. See that tiny little black thing over there? That's my steel. That's the steel target right there. All right, let's do another 5. You know what, let's go ahead and get within practical distance of this steel target. I guess we don't have to stand this far away. You know, I was actually shooting it with the 45-70, which is why I was so far, but we don't have to do that anymore. This looks to be about 40 yards or so. Not too bad. Let's get it in frame. Okay, so here we go again. I'm gonna do another 5 with the Model 36. So this has had work done on it. I don't know exactly what was done on it other than this thing feels absolutely amazing. All right, I'm gonna go double action again on that steel. I think I'm flinching. Yeah, smooth. There we go. All right, let's go over a little bit of history on this particular gun as well. So, background story, actually. This was my dad's very first gun that he ever bought. He bought it used, secondhand. Recently, within the past year, he gave it to me. He knows how much I like guns and how much I do, how many gun reviews I do online. So, for Father's Day, he actually gave this to me, which is awesome because I've always loved this gun. This is one my mom actually used to carry around too sometimes too. So it's a really nice gun, and I do love this thing. It just needs a really bad cleaning right now. That's the problem with stainless. You really start seeing the fingerprints and gunk on it pretty quickly. Here we go, here it is. This is a Smith & Wesson Model 36, also known as a Chief Special. So this model is a complete stainless model and was produced sometime in the early 70s. It's had work done to it, so I don't know exactly what it was, but it's been that way for as long as I've known about this gun, which is all my life. Now, what's cool about this is the action and the work that's been done to it and just the age of the revolver. Things kind of loosen up. It has extremely tight lockup. So a good way to test lockup is holding that trigger down and seeing if that cylinder rotates, which there is no wiggle, no rotation at all. So the timing lockup is all very good on this still, which is important. One nice thing to talk about is the trigger pull. Now I do have a trigger weight gauge right here, and we'll test it out in just a second. Right here you do have a Packmeyer grip. I don't have the original grips that came with it, but these were the grips that they put on it when my father bought them. So these grips are old. They're just way more comfortable than the wooden grip that it came with originally. You slide this lever forward right here, then it releases the cylinder, and here's your ejector rod right there. Everything, like I said, is just so loose and crispy and nice on this gun. I don't know if it's going to register the double action trigger pull, but I will show you, and I'm going to dry fire this. I don't recommend dry firing revolvers without anything inside the cylinders, because on this guy you have a firing pin that's attached to the hammer. So when that firing pin doesn't have anything to rest on when it strikes, you can actually crack it, you can break it off, stuff like that. So, but it's all right, we're gonna do it just a little bit. So here's a double action trigger pull. It's heavy, but very crispy. Let's do it again, try to do a little slower. Boom, just like that. Don't know what the weight is, but we'll see if we can register that double action pull. Single action is just stupid comfortable. So you can see as you cock it back, it takes that trigger and moves all the way back right to the wall. So all you gotta do to fire this is just put a slight pressure on it. There's zero movement once it's in single action. It's literally just touching it and a slight pressure. There's no movement. So let's check that single action trigger pull real quick and see what that comes in at. And let me zero it. So 2 pound, 8.6 ounce. 3 pound, I actually kind of overshot that a little bit. Let's hit that again. 2 pounds, 14.5 ounces. Very light trigger pull. Difference between double action and single action. So obviously this is a revolver with an exposed hammer. A lot of times you'll have a double action only revolver where you don't actually see a hammer exposed because it's internal. You'll see a little extra metal right up here. Really good for concealed carry, something like that where the hammer won't snag on anything. So double action revolver versus single action. So this does both. You can either shoot it by just squeezing the trigger, which that'll rotate the cylinder, cock the hammer, release the hammer. So single action, when you pull the hammer back, what you're doing is you're cocking the hammer, you're rotating the cylinder and staging the trigger down to a very light trigger pull. So the only thing that your trigger is in charge of right now is just releasing that hammer. It creates a very comfortable shooting experience when you do it in single action.
Okay.
A little snappy, but
yeah. I missed 2, I think. I couldn't tell.
I missed more than that.
All right, let me try the other one. Which one is this one?
That's a Smith & Wesson Chief Special.
Chief. And this is the detective.
That's a Model 36.
So this is low on the totem pole right here, right?